Watch where you go, bitch.
I didn't think it was okay to call people bitches anymore, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
What are you doing, bitch? Watch where you're going, bitch. I know I poked your eyes out with my claws, but watch where you're going, bitch.
It's pretty good stuff. It's pretty good stuff. Have you ever finished watching a movie so bad that when it's finished, you think to yourself,
it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
well, that's exactly what I thought when I had finished Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Just an absolute train wreck. Why don't I recap it for you so you don't have to suffer the same way I did? Let's get into it. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Film Archives, where I break down and recap movies for you. That way I can answer the question for you, was it worth watching? I upload new videos every week, so please consider subscribing to the channel. With that out of the way, let's just get into the movie. So this movie starts off with a small recapping and basically a retelling of the events of the previous film, which have now been dubbed the 100 Acre Woods Massacre. It's not important whatsoever to the movie. This movie wastes no time, and shortly after the little recap, we see that there are 3 girls in a recreational vehicle, and they're basically holding like a spooky seance, calling to the spirits of the 100 Acre Woods, and there's that. During their seance, there's a loud ass bang on the top of the roof of their RV, and we learn that this is actually the Owl Man.
Get the fuck away! Get the fuck away! Fuck off! Please! Please!
It's super scary. But they waste no time, and suddenly out of nowhere, we see the Owlman and we see Winnie the Pooh, and they're basically just killing all 3 of the girls. He stabs one girl with a pipe through the RV, which is just absolutely terrifying. I mean, holy shit. The other girl goes to shut the door in an attempt to keep the creatures out, and Winnie the Pooh just mashes her hand, so we get this very cheesy shot. Very, very stupid. Just terrible visual effects here. I'm not even going to lie, but it's fine. It's fine. Winnie the Pooh, being the yoked, jacked up motherfucker that he is, he's just pure alpha Giga Chad, so he literally grabs the entire camper and just begins to flip it over, and, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. As he's tipping the RV over, there's a candle in there, and it lights the curtains on fire, so it just gets out of control right away. One of the girls actually lights on fire, but luckily she manages to escape. Doesn't really matter, though, because the Owlman shortly tracks her down. He just bashes her with a big tree trunk. The other girl actually manages to escape out the window, and she makes it to her little, off-road golf cart type thing. A side-by-side, I don't know what it is. But, she takes off. But we see her stop to look back, and she steps outside, and she steps on a bear trap. And little did she know that the bear trap is actually Winnie the Pooh's bear trap. So I guess that's just his signature weapon in this movie, because he has it a few times. He's just carrying around a bear trap on a chain, which is just, it's fine. It's fine, But yeah, he basically breaks all her limbs. Very brutal stuff. It's something you would see out of a wrestling match. It's just straight up gnar. It's pretty gnarly. And then he uses the bear trap and, clamps her head down. It's some straight up Saw shit. It's honestly pretty brutal, but yeah, Also, I'm pretty sure that the Owlman deserves an Oscar for his performance. He's got crazy little maraca wings, and he's just very scary, very scary. They did a good job on his makeup, I actually think. Any flying creature that's the size of a man who can also just tear you from limb, fucking terrifying, dude. It's straight up Jeepers Creepers stuff. We then see Christopher Robin's character, who's played by a different actor. I guess they couldn't afford the same actor. I don't know. But it's fine, I guess. He's going through some hypnotherapy, and he's visiting a therapist because he's basically super traumatized by the events of the first movie. Everybody thinks that he was the one who killed all the people in the woods, and that there is no such thing as a monster pig or a monster bear, but, we know better. We know better. Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Definitely crazy. I guess he has a girlfriend named Lexi, but it doesn't really matter because they don't develop their relationship whatsoever throughout this movie. So yeah, there's that. She picks him up from his therapy session, and she takes him to his house where we see he has a dad and another friend who's working on fixing his car. And in the short time that he was fixing his car, he went inside to say hello to Christopher Robin's father. Some people from the town basically put the word murderer on his car because, like I said, they think that he was the one who killed all the people in the woods, and there's no such thing as, human-animal hybrids. So there's that. It's really stupid. The paint on the car is like clearly like crayon or like washable paint because it just comes right off. So, I mean, it's honestly really not that bad. We then see some police officers in the woods, and they've arrived at the crime scene where the 3 girls in the RV were actually murdered. We also see that a few hunters are listening to the police radio over their own radio, which I'm not really sure how easy that is to do, but it's fine. So they listen to the police, and they decide, you know what, we're going to go hunt these monsters down ourselves, because one of those girls was my daughter. Like I said, doesn't really matter because there's basically no story development in this entire movie. It's a movie, that's for sure. It's a movie. But the hunters are in the woods searching for the monsters, and we get a little shot of the Owlman flying above them, which is pretty cool. You know, Owlman's probably the best part of the whole movie, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Owlman then returns to Winnie the Pooh, and they have a brief conversation. So yes, they talk in this movie, which they did not talk in the previous one. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it's fine. Owlman basically explains to them that there are people looking for them. So yeah, there's that. It's pretty cool. I will say that they have some funny ass voices in this movie and just say like really cheesy, just stupid ass shit.
There is no God.
And I guess in this movie, they don't use just like a weird Winnie the Pooh mask. They actually like applied makeup and made him look like a realistic bear. I kind of prefer the previous look, you know, added to like the overall cheesiness and the charm, and honestly added a little bit to the creep factor. I will say that. But Al basically tries to convince them that the entire town nearby is full of just, you know, bad humans and they all need to die. So yeah, there's that. I love that whenever the Owlman flies around, he has like little maraca shakers on his wings, and they almost sounds like rattlesnakes or something. It's just bizarre. It's fucking bizarre. But the hunters eventually stumble across Winnie the Pooh and Pig. It's just convenient that way, but doesn't really matter. And, you know, Pig starts talking that shit, you know what I mean? He starts saying that the entire town's going to burn. And the hunters don't take kindly to this shit, so they just use a shotgun and shoot him right in the head, and they kill him, you know?
Fuck off.
Fuck around and find out, you know? Fuck around and find out. Winnie the Pooh stumbles across this, and he just goes absolutely apeshit berserk and brutalizes all of the hunters, although one of them manages to survive, and he actually makes his way back to the town. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We then see that Christopher Robin is actually working at the hospital, which is pretty cool. But shortly after, his boss comes up to him and basically just fires him. He says that, you know what, due to all the backlash and people accusing you of being a murderer and all these rumors, we don't want you at our hospital, so get the fuck out, you know what I mean? On his way out, he sees the victim of Winnie the Pooh and is basically like, oh shit, Winnie the Pooh's back. So yeah, there's that. We then see Christopher Robin return to his home where his mom and dad are, and they're washing the dishes. I will say it's pretty cool. His parents only own knives and load the dishwasher like this.
I should load this properly.
I knew that they were setting this up for something later in the movie, which will come back into play, so just keep that in mind. Don't do that in real life, guys. Don't ever do that. It's really bad. It's really fucking bad. We're then introduced to Christopher Robin's little sister, who goes by the name Bunny. I guess her name's Ella, but you know, she only responds to Bunny. So yeah, there's that. We also see that Christopher Robin had a little brother some time ago, and his name was Billy. However, he was kidnapped when they were both kids. So rip, we don't know where he is. We also see like his fucked up little nightmare bear doll, which is just bizarre. Like he glued human teeth on it, which I just want to know where you got the human teeth from. Like, where does your child collect human teeth and enough to glue them on his stuffed animal bear? Like, what the fuck, dude? It's crazy. It's crazy. That shit's crazy to me, bro. It's crazy. We then see Christopher Robin back at his therapy sessions, and he's undergoing hypnosis regression, and we basically learned that Winnie the Pooh was always a monster. He was always just a crazy little shit, you know what I mean? It's funny because Winnie the Pooh has the same plaid that I own. Like, he's repping that Kirkland brand, you know.
And it got me jacked up about some Kirkland jeans that I want, man.
Kirkland gang, Kirkland. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. And then we also see that his little brother was kidnapped. So yeah, there's that. Honestly, this movie was so fucking boring up until this point. Like, I had to put it in 2x speed a few times because it drags, brother. Let me tell you, it drags. It's just wild. It's wild. We then see Christopher Robin call his girlfriend, and he basically explains how his, therapy session went, and his girlfriend tells him, you know what, I don't have time for this shit, I'm babysitting this kid named Freddie. It's pretty cool. This scene is good for 2 reasons. This lady right here.
Too young and impressionable and potentially sociopath.
And the movie that the kid is watching is actually just scenes from the original Blood and Honey, which is honestly just like, I don't know, it's clever. It's cheap, but it's clever, and it's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool. We then see the police in the woods searching for the animals, and they stumble across the tree, and we get a little kill scene. They're just massacred. Like, look how they massacred my boy. Christopher Robin then decides to go visit the hunter from earlier in the hospital and kind of ask him, who attacked him, to which we find out that it was Winnie the Pooh, and he just totally fucked him up. It's really brutal. We get a really cool scene of his handsome face. I don't even want to show it because it'll probably, it's just a little too brutal for YouTube, to be honest. But yeah. We then get a random scene of Christopher Robin's friend. His name is Finn, the guy that fixed his car. He's in the shower, and he's randomly attacked by the Owl Man, which was honestly just completely out of nowhere. Like, I appreciate the kill scene, but it literally had no context to the movie whatsoever, dude. But it's fine. He basically makes short work of this guy. He attacks him, and he like spits up all over his face, and I guess he has like alien xenomorph saliva because it basically melts his face like acid. It's pretty cool. While Christopher Robin is at the hospital, he also encounters the janitor, who he recognizes from his hypnosis sessions, and this is the guy who actually kidnapped his little brother Billy. So he decides, you know what, I'm gonna follow this asshole to his house, which is cool, I guess. Christopher basically follows him, and he confronts him in his house. He's got like a ruler in his hand, and he's like, I'm gonna beat your ass with this ruler, and I'm gonna kill you unless you tell me where you took Billy and why you did it. And this guy, they don't really ever explain his name, but I did look it up, and it's Cavendish. He reveals that he worked for some scientist named Dr. Gallup, and the scientist basically employed him to kidnap children so that way he could perform, kooky, weird-ass experiments on the kids and splice their genes with animal genes and create, animal-human hybrids of sorts. It's just fucking twisted, dude. It's fucking twisted. Cavendish, the janitor, basically explains that he did this because he had like really bad gambling debts. So, he didn't really know at the time what he was doing until it was too late. He realized that after he had kidnapped the kids, that this guy was basically, like a sick scientist and was experimenting on them and doing all kinds of weird sicko shit. But like, let's be real, bro. If you're kidnapping kids, rip. You gots to fucking go. You gots to go, bro.
The fucker's got to go. Go. The fucker's got to go.
It's fucking wild. The janitor, Cavendish, he like actually confesses that he took Billy from one of their birthday parties some time ago, and that he was one of the victims, and it's not good. We also find out that the scientist decided to kill all of the children because they were getting a little out of hand, and that they basically didn't stay dead, that they rose from the dead and had like super mutant healing factors. And it's cool. I guess they rose from the dead. They had super mutant healing factors, and they're animal-human hybrids. So yeah, there's that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Fucking, oh my god. We learned that Billy, Christopher Robin's little brother, was actually resurrected as Winnie the Pooh. Fucking plot twist, I guess. It's crazy. It's so fucking stupid, bro. We don't know who any of the other animals are, but we do know that Winnie the Pooh is Christopher Robin's little brother who was kidnapped by this sicko scientist guy, and I guess that's why they're friends when they were kids. I don't fucking know. Okay, there's a lot of plot holes there, but we're just gonna overlook that shit. This guy feels so bad about it, that he's been reading in the papers that these animals have been attacking people, and, he decides, what, enough's enough, and he just fucking unalives himself right then and there, right in front of Christopher Robin, which is just insane. I'm not even gonna lie. We then go to Lexi, Christopher Robin's girlfriend, and the kid that she is babysitting, Freddie. We see that Winnie the Pooh has somehow magically appeared in their house and is attempting to attack them both. It's very scary stuff, very scary stuff. So they have a little scene where they're looking at him through like a remote control car with a little camera on it. It's kind of like Home Alone vibes. It's pretty cool. But we also see that in this movie, Winnie the Pooh has like speed mods installed, and he can just like clip through like walls and can just like cover immense ground because he's glitching all over the place. It's fucking scary, dude. It's scary. Lexi and the little kid Freddie manage to escape outside, where the police are just conveniently there waiting for them, and the police are like, you know what, let's go inside and we'll investigate. It's pretty cool. The police officer who goes inside the house, of course, gets killed by Winnie the Pooh, and Winnie the Pooh winds up ripping them like limb from limb. And we find out that he also has like strength mods installed, because he can just literally rip your arm off and stick it through your head. It's fucking nuts. We see Christopher Robin listening to an old recording from the scientist that just further explains that they have advanced healing factors and that they're all animal-human hybrids and that they retain traits from the animals that he spliced them with, which we've already gathered, so it doesn't really fucking matter at all. Lexi then calls Christopher Robin and explains that she was just attacked in her house by Winnie the Pooh and that all the monsters he was talking about are actually real, and she believes him that he wasn't the murderer. So yeah, there's that. It's pretty cool. Lexi asks if Christopher has talked to his parents, because, she's just got that suspicion that Winnie the Pooh went from attacking her and the little kid in their house. Of course, now he's probably on the way to Christopher Robin's house. Like, it's convenient like that. It's convenient as shit. So we then go to Christopher Robin's house, and of course, Winnie the Pooh is there, and he attacks his mom and his dad right away. And we see that his mom goes to investigate in the kitchen, and sure enough, the dishwasher is still open with all 20 of the knives pointing up. And guess what? Of course, Winnie the Pooh grabs her head and bashes her into the dishwasher. And this was just like, I don't know. It was just so dumb. I saw this coming literally like 40 minutes prior to this even happening. And it just, I don't know. It felt so forced. It was not cool. It wasn't edgy. It was just lame, dude. Like, it was just lame, bro. It's fine, honestly. But, and then he uses the bear trap to kill his dad, and they all die. It's great stuff. We see Winnie the Pooh going through the house, and he comes across his old room from when he was Billy, and I guess his room has just been untouched for, 20 plus years or some shit. I don't know. It's honestly so dumb. This movie literally made me so tired, bro. Not even gonna lie. Watching it, I was falling asleep. It was fucking bad. After all this, Winnie the Pooh decides to kidnap Christopher Robin's little sister, Elle, Bunny, whatever she wants to go by. I don't give a shit. Instead of outright killing her, because that's what he does, I guess he kidnaps her. So, yeah, it's fucking fine. It's fine. Yeah, I was having a tough time getting through this movie, I'll be honest. We then see the creatures arrive at a rave party, which is taking place inside of a warehouse. And this is kind of the pinnacle of the movie here. It's pretty good. It's at this point a full-on slaughter. All the partygoers are chilling. They're on Molly. They're tripping on LSD. They're having a good time, brother. They're chilling. And, here come the creatures. And they're going to ruin it all. The music to the rave is fucking legendary, brother. It's so good. We see Winnie the Pooh using his speed mods. And he's clipping around. And, he's glitching. And he's basically disappearing in one spot, appearing in another. So he has new powers in this movie. Yeah, he kills a bunch of people in the rave. We see Tigger for the first time in the movie.
Hello, everyone.
Which is just insane, because at this point it's literally an hour and 15 minutes into the film, and the entire movie is an hour and a half. So some of the promos for this movie included little shots of Tigger, and he's in the movie for maybe 10 minutes. It's so stupid. But I guess they didn't have the budget for that at this point. It's just fine. He kills an entire group of people with literally no issue. Some of the deaths are just so cheesy and so dumb. I do like how Tigger, the Tiger Man, I do like how he's a real shit talker. He gives me real Freddy Krueger vibes. He basically just calls people bitch for no reason. I don't know. I didn't think it was okay to call people bitches anymore, but what are you going to do?
What are you doing, bitch?
Better watch where you're going. bitch.
Watch where you're going, bitch. I know I poked your eyes out with my claws, but watch where you're going, bitch.
It's pretty good stuff. It's pretty good stuff. So conveniently, Christopher Robin shows up at the rave, somehow knowing that the creatures are here. I don't fucking know. Maybe they explained it, and maybe I wasn't paying attention, because at this point, I was kind of checked out of the movie. Like, it was tough to get through, brother. It is tough. But he shows up, and he saves the day. You know, he has a gun. I guess he took the gun that the janitor shot himself with, which would just implicate you in so many crimes. But he took it, and he, uses it to shoot the Tigger man. And he shoots him with one bullet and misses all the rest of his shots. But I guess that's enough, because that's the last we see of Tigger. He doesn't come back. The Tiger Man is done. He's done at this point, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, I guess. At this point, the creatures have full-on massacred everyone in this rave, which is actually kind of wild. Christopher Robin, of course, is out of bullets, so he winds up running away from Winnie the Pooh, who manages to get a hold of a chainsaw, which is just bad. So you already know, bro. You already know. Full-on Ghost Chainsaw Massacre status on Christopher with it. And he manages to use some of the fire grease here to light his chainsaw on fire. And, it scales with faith, so he does a bit more fire damage. It's pretty good. They basically fight, and they wind up running into the 100-acre woods, where they kind of have their final confrontation. And Winnie the Pooh is basically about to kill Christopher Robin, and he kind of stalls him by saying, "Billy, I know you're in there. Billy, I know you're there." And they wind up stumbling across Billy's grave, which I guess also for the past 20 years has just remained untouched. No one's filled in the dirt. Rain hasn't filled it up, nothing, It looks like it was there yesterday, but Christopher Robin's clearly an adult, so God knows how much time has passed. It's fucking so stupid, dude. It's so stupid. Pooh doesn't give a shit about any of this and uses his, Undertaker chokeslam move on fucking Christopher Robin, is basically about to finish his ass, dude. But out of nowhere, Christopher Robin's girlfriend, Lexi, shows up, and, she jumps on his back and kind of, stalls him just long enough for Christopher to conveniently find an axe in the 100-acre woods, which he uses to kill Winnie the Pooh. We get one of the stupidest lines in the movie. Take a look. It's just so stupid. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's, I don't know. At this point, you've been tortured for like an hour and 20 minutes, so you just want the movie to fucking end, It's terrible, dude. It's terrible. I don't know where the police show up, and it turns out that his little sister, Bunny/Elle, was actually just at her house the entire time, so Winnie the Pooh didn't even kidnap her, so I guess Christopher Robin just killed him out of, a personal vendetta, and probably the fact that he was, massacring everyone else, including his parents, but it's fine. The police conveniently show up with Bunny in the car, which I find kind of odd that you would take a child to, a mass murder scene. But that's cool, I guess. So they reunite, and, everyone's happy. We have Lexi, who survived, and we have Christopher Robin, who's lived, and, he's reunited with his little sister, although their parents are dead. So, yeah, that's fine. We then see that the Owl Man has recovered Tigger and Winnie the Pooh, and is putting the honey on their wounds, which has actually begun to regenerate them. Sort of a Wolverine-type situation where, they're basically, reviving. And Owlman swears revenge on Christopher Robin, and that he's going to finish him and the whole town once and for all. So stay tuned for a third movie, and possibly a fourth, and however many more they can fucking muster up. It's crazy. But yeah, that's the way the movie ends. That's it. I was so happy because the movie was finally over. I was that was probably the best part of the movie, was when it ended. Honestly. Was this movie worth watching? No. Unless you physically and emotionally want to torture yourself, don't watch it. Don't do it, brother. I'm telling you, sister, don't do it. Just don't do it, guys. I'm telling you. It's not even so bad that it's fun to watch. It's just bad. It makes you feel like shit. You're tired, and you just regret watching it immediately. If you made it this far into the video and you liked what you saw, please give the video a like. It really helps me out. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. I do upload new videos every week. But with that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.